Actually, because you had that broken switch. Remember the standby switch was bad or something. Remember you'd flip it and it wouldn't come on sometimes, or it would do that power down thing where it would go zzz, like zzz, remember? I know that you.
That's the
two speaker.
The two-tone, yeah, the
yep,
two-speaker.
yeah, that was the
two-tone.
one. That was it.
I forgot, apparently. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I took a hit off that amp.
I haven't gotten good. I got one good zap off of it was that Custom Blues Junior that I forgot that I had it turned on.
Oh.
And there was a resistor, and I just reached up and touched the thing, and it didn't knock me over or anything, but boy, I felt really dumb.
Yep.
And hopefully I think I touched the right side of the resistor. It might have been the other side. Might have been a little interesting.
The other amps that kill people are Marshalls, Sons, and Twins.
Well, yes.
Right.
Famous twins.
I have one. I have another one that I was given by Teddy Boy Blaylock. He gave me an Ampeg. It's an Ampeg. Maybe I showed you this one. I actually need to bring it to you guys to get the crackle out of every single knob.
They can be quite.
It's a twin.
Yeah.
With two 12s and God, it's a 180 pounds.
A brutal.
Fortunately, Teddy Boy's brother, the alcoholic, is a welder. So he welded with angle iron a specific rolling cart for it to,
is it the one with the 6550s in it, or is it the one with the other two, the 6027s?
God, I don't know if I've ever looked. That's what I'm doing tonight.
All right.
No, I'm watching TV.
Watch some TV. It ain't going anywhere.
I'll watch TV with Colleen while I can. As soon as we have the restaurant, I won't see her at home. She will be asleep when I get home.
Hello, Hubs.
And she'll be gone when I wake up.
Are you waiting for Smoke and Flame, or?
I'm enjoying the learning about this.
Oh yeah.
This conversation that's happening. But I fired up my live stream, and my blood sugar is really low right at the moment.
Oh,
so I eat some Skittles.
Right.
I hate these things, so I don't
action packed.
Well, I'm just going to run out and lock that shop up and flip the light off there and start cleaning this store up and go home.
I'm gonna get out of
probably going to be here for another half hour, so I just
I
want to roll this
got
up.
to take care of the shop. So
Okay.
I'll be back up in a little bit, Marshall.
Okay.
Do you want me to lock the bottom lock?
Yes, please.
I'll do it.
All right. Hubs, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here, man. I'm having to cure my, I got a little episode of low blood glucose. It's just the timing is impeccable. What I'm doing today is I'm going to fire up this Kalamazoo amp. I've just determined that this thing was built 45th week of 1942. Oh man. Yeah. These things are, I could go buy glucose tablets and get a little bottle of them at Walmart, except for that I won't patronize Walmart. Any major corporation business like that I will not take part in or support. They employ a lot of people, and a lot of people that would own their own businesses, except for the fact that Walmart came in and destroyed those businesses, and we're one that's survived because we provide a service that Walmart can't touch. So unfortunately, the grocery stores that friends of mine have owned, so there you go. I don't go to them. But you can get a little bottle of glucose tablets, and they work great, you know, for $5 or something. Anyway. So what I'm doing here is bringing the amplifier up on a controlled variac. So I'm just going to bring it up slowly, I'm going to turn the power onto the amplifier. There's no voltage going to it yet. The pilot light is on the back side of this, so you guys won't be well, yeah, you will. I'm going to turn this sideways. Here's the pilot light back here, and I've got the power on. I'm going to start bringing up the power really slowly. We're going to start at about 30 volts, and I believe I was asked the question, what amount of voltage does it take to get one to fire up? Now, what I don't know is if the pilot light is burned out in this amplifier. So I just thought I'd do this live just because this is an amplifier that was built in 1942, and it's kind of a rare thing. Kalamazoo brand. So this was built again the 45th week of 1942. Made right here in the United States. So I've got about 25 volts now, inching it up ever so slightly. I'm hoping that we've got a breath of life. I'm hoping I hit about 50 volts and then we'll get some light coming on here. I'm gonna go very slowly. And I could stretch this out over a span of a half hour, 45 minutes, to hopefully let the filter capacitor reform. It's not getting hot at this point. I'm not smelling any smoke at this point. And don't have any life in this yet. Have both of the volumes turned down to 0, but the old chicken heads don't line up right. Yeah, this was definitely before television sets really became anything major, and you know, they had a screen on them that was, you know, yay big, the first few that were built. If you're interested in learning about vintage television sets, I can't recommend Shango 66 or Shango 066 any more highly than just about anybody. That guy, if you want to learn how to work and test electronic equipment, that guy is a genius on that stuff. He gets a little politically active, but you know, we'll let him do that because his information is priceless. Now, I did put a piece of tape over the spare fuse. I do not know, it says spare fuse, but I don't know if there's actual voltage flowing across this, and I don't want to touch it and get bumped. That might not be a whole lot of fun. Alright, we're up around 60 volts at this point. 50 volts. Right up. Oh, and there we got a pilot light. Ooh. Did I just hear a crackle? That's amazing. We're at 50 volts and the pilot light just ignited, so it's coming to life here. Yeah. Dude, tell me, man, I'm curious. I have taken a look at the bottom of the amplifier. I want to check and make sure this cap isn't getting hot. This harness goes to the speaker, and this is supposedly the original microphone input, but it's coming from the speaker. The output transformer is mounted to the speaker inside this cabinet, so I don't know what that's all about, but it all looks completely original. I don't think this thing has been modified. I haven't opened up the chassis yet. I'm not going to do that until I get some power to it. I'm going to let it sit here now that we've got... Hey, Justin. Yes. Hey, you. Okay, so it was 1938. So War of the Worlds was broadcast 4 years before this amplifier was built. This was built, again, the 45th week of 1942, according to the date code on this filter capacitor, which is definitely original. It's all of the oh my goodness, my brain is taking a fart right now. All of the caps and the tube sockets are riveted to the chassis. I'm not seeing any holes in this that look like anything's been removed or altered. If it was modified at some point in its life, whoever did the work on this left it very pristine and clean. The owner of the amp, who is no longer the owner of the amp, he said that it made noise. So I'm going to take the voltage up even further. We're at about, we're at 60, 70 volts at this point. Justin, thanks for being here tonight, man. I hope you had a great day. My day's been good. The fact that our shop owns this amp, and we're going to restore it back to its playable and clean condition. I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit late tonight while I'm not on the clock, because that's how we roll here. We're going to see if we can't get this thing to make some noise. I'm going to bring it up very slowly, so just be patient. This isn't going to be terribly exciting, but I am going to plug a guitar into this fairly soon. I'm gonna take about I want to take about 15 minutes, and in fact I need to I want to set my timer here. Let me get this going. Here we go. Timer. Let's set it for 15 minutes. What I'm gonna do is allow my timer to sit here and run, and just keep an eye on stuff, keep my nose on stuff to make sure we don't smell any smoke. I hope everybody's doing great today. This is really exciting. I mean, this old vintage gear like this is, boy. So that to have the opportunity to bring something like this back to life, or to hear it actually, we could take a trip back in time. And you know, the appropriate thing to do would be to plug a really old Telecaster into this, like one built in 1952-ish. That would be appropriate. I know you guys, this is not terribly exciting at this point. So smoke them if you got them. I'm just bringing this thing up to see if anything happens. Now, if you just joined, I'm bringing it up on a Variac. Right now it's sitting at about 70 volts of power going into the amplifier. And I'm bringing it up on a Variac to try and help reform. And we have tube filaments going now. Woo, and they're getting warm. These 6v6s, these things get hot. Woohoo! Nothing. Yep, everything's warming up really nicely, just like it should. And the 5Y3 is definitely hot. 5Y3s, they don't have a huge. It's not like they emit this big, beautiful, bright light. At least not at the moment. But I'm seeing tube filaments lighting up, so that's a positive. That's great. I don't know how long it's been since this thing's been plugged into any kind of power supply. But again, I want to give it about 15 minutes to go from where it's at right now. We're at about 12. To just slowly bring the power up to it and allow capacitors that are in here to reform. Hugh, have you ever done this to an amplifier? Have you ever brought an old amp like this? I know that you're a tech, and I'm not targeting you, man, but I would love to know what your experience is with that. Yeah, maybe you just answered my question. That's awesome. I don't know what kind of delay. It looks like there's 8 or 10 seconds or so. Let me. Yeah. I'm keeping track. Let's see. Yeah. 7. What do we got? Yeah, the delay on this is pretty intense. Yeah, it's 10 seconds probably. Okay. I understand. You're working on guitars primarily. And you know, I probably wouldn't be so daring with amplifiers or have even a teeny bit of the knowledge that I have if it wasn't for my journeyman here, Stu, and he's here right now. You know, so I can ask him any questions. Boy, I can smell it. I can smell it coming back to life. This filter cap isn't getting real hot, so that's a good thing. But the 6v6s are definitely lit up. And I'm not going to plug anything into it. So I've gotten it about 5 minutes, sitting at about 65, 70. We're about 70 watts of voltage going to it. It's lighting up, Stu.
Good.
The filaments are working. These preamp tubes or the phase inverter. I don't know how. 6SJ7 would be the preamp tube.
Right, and one's probably a voltage amplifier phase inverter.
The 6J5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then obviously the 6v6s are the power amp, and the 5Y3 is a rectifier. So a little tube info there. The pilot light looks just totally rad. It's just this dimly lit little.
Well, and what's nice is you're not hearing a bunch of really bad popping and humming. So
Yeah.
it's a good sign.
Nope. And I thought right about the time the pilot light came on, I thought I heard a little like a pop.
Or some rustling maybe?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't know, and it could have been something else. I might have dropped something here.
What voltage are you on now?
I'm at 75. Not quite. Well, about 70.
Okay.
And I'm timing it. I'm trying to let my timer run.
You're being kind.
I'm bringing it up over a span of about 15 minutes till we get to 120 volts.
Cool.
We'll go to 110. That's what they had back then.
That's true. A lot of people.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, ask me what my inspiration is, Hugh. I've watched every single video, Uncle Doug, and any amp repair video that the guitologist has put out, absolutely. The knowledge that those guys can provide, if you take the time to research what they're talking about, they'll talk at you like you know what they're talking about, but then you got to go and look at what a capacitor is. What is a capacitor?
It's like a battery.
It's like a rechargeable battery.
Exactly. And it
Fills up and discharges, fills up.
Works like a buffer, kind of.
So this, the main filter cap on this,
Yes.
it's still not getting
Is
getting.
it a 3 or a 4?
It's a 4 section. It's got
Probably one of them is a low voltage, like a 2525 or something around there.
no, all 4 of them are 20 microfarad by 450 volts.
Okay, so then they're all B plus. They're all B plus voltages.
Filters.
Yeah, because one of them might actually go through the speaker transformer as using it as a choke, because this is the old style 5-wire speaker.
Well, does that explain why the microphone input is going into the
It might be using. It might be somewhat of a feedback.
Oh yeah. It sure is. It's coming off of one of the leads on the speaker. One side is going to the lead, and the other side, I can't see well enough. I'd have to get my flashlight out.
Pretty interesting old design, though.
Boy.
A lot of people have been killed off the speaker leads on these amps.
Okay.
Because the B plus goes through the
Yeah.
electromagnetic.
I did not just get killed by that, by the way. Be very careful.
That's the whole reason I'm here, Marshall.
Yeah. So we got about 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes or so. We're gonna let it sit here and just kind of do its thing. Can you smell that cooking?
Is it just getting that burnt dust smell?
Oh, it's got that old. I was built in 1942 smell.
Mm-hmm.
Now put electricity to me. It's really cool, man. I wish you guys could smell this. It's pretty amazing. Rogue, hello. Zach, welcome, brother. I was completed. Gary, did you Google what was happening in 1942 or 44? Oh. And again, I'd like to thank you all for joining me for this. I mean, it's just fun. I'm just doing this for really for fun, and of course for my love of old vintage gear. We're down at about 5.5 minutes until we get her up to 110. I'm gonna let it sit here. Let's. What guitar should we plug into this? What would be the... What do you think?
Something simple.
Something simple.
The Harley Benson P90.
Right.
Junior.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna go grab a guitar, you guys. Just sit here and like take in the... I'll get you real close to this thing. Here we go. Hey guys, we'll get you right in on the coolness of this. I hope you can see that okay. I'm gonna go grab a guitar. I'll be back. Let's see. Oh. My recollection serves correct. This guitar was pretty darn sweet.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of, even though it's not old, it has that feel. And I didn't see any smoke, so we're good so far.
Where are we at on time? We got about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna take it up just a hair more. We're just over 100 volts at this point. So I mean, if I plug an instrument into it, it definitely would make noise if it can. Boy, these jacks are just nasty. Woo!
Yeah. It's gonna be good. Got a real foul jack?
What's that?
Is it just a real foul jack hole?
Yeah. It's
A lot of rust.
yeah. And in fact, while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these jacks real quick. Come on. I wonder if I put that one in a little spot too. I saw that thing. I wonder if it's sitting here on the floor. Well, I'll be dead. All right. Huh. Well, here's what we'll do. The old CRC Q-tip. My little brush is vanished too.
Oh, this is the one you use.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see how dirty these jacks are. Not bad. A little bit of gut came off of them, but let's bring the voltage up. Whew! I can feel the heat now.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! This thing gets warm.
Yeah.
Filter caps are not getting hot.
That's good. So.
Hey! Stop. Cancel. Stop! There we go. I'm still learning how to use this smartphone. Alright. So I've got a microphone input on the front of this. That was pretty dirty. I got a lot of guck out of that one. And then I've got an instrument input. That was also pretty dirty. Not bad, but we're at 110 volts now.
Good stuff right there.
Did you hear that?
Did it make a funny whooshy noise?
Little
like?
teeny crackle.
Yeah, I'd be watching it real careful because if it's going to fail, it's going to do it right now.
Okay. So this volume control is really dirty.
Yeah.
This one seems like almost like it's dead. I don't see any sign of red plating on the power amp tubes at all. definitely got some.
Got some audio.
Got some audio. Well, this may be really, really awesome, or it might be a total wah, 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 wah. And Justin Mai says hello.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to plug it in. See what we get. So I figured, you know, for posterity's sake, you know, I'd go ahead and play this 1955 Harley Benton Les Paul Jr. Here, just so you can see what's going on here. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna play this through it. Let's see what happens here. Before I plug that in, I need to get a good camera, man. All right. I want to get the whole picture. Hopefully this will work. I don't know what the angle's like, but we'll see. My dad would always say, frame the shot. Frame the shot. Okay, here we go. Plugging it into the microphone input first. Both of the volumes are at 0. And that microphone input sounds totally dead. My guitar in tune? Of course it is. It's on the wall.
Trying to make audio.
The pot is definitely dirty. The volume, I can't tell where 1 and 0 and 10 is. Well, it makes sound. Somebody have played in 1942 on a
probably some jazz stuff, a lot of country.
Okay. Okay, so that's the microphone input on this, and everything appears to be operating correct. There's no extreme heat or any smoke or anything like that. So this is the amplifier, the microphone volume control is totally cranked right now. And in fact, let me turn this so you can see the controls out there. the real world. I got to be careful here not to shock myself to death. Okay. So this is the volume control. So that just needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, there's some.
Ultimately. So now I'm going to run it in to the instrument input, and we got signal. So I have no idea what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Instantly have sound. Garbled.
Yeah, there's something going on, either a real bad connection,
yeah,
or a maybe one of the tubes, the preamp tubes.
Preamp tube. And I know we have a couple of 6SJ7.
Yeah, but it sounds different than the other channels, so I'm assuming it's a preamp issue. So it's not the same sound.
Ooh, those are hot.
Yeah, they're gonna take your hide off.
It's okay to touch your tubes, by the way, with your fingers, but when they're hot like that, it's not okay. I'm not hearing any gargling or anything when I move the tubes, so the sockets are all...
With the volume control?
Yeah.
I think this goes through there and clean those and check the solder joints and everything at the
Yep.
finish elders and the jacks, and clean everything out there, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely got some. Controls are definitely a wee bit dirty.
Yeah, it's definitely a... Well, I'm going to try this microphone channel again, just because it just sounds so... It's a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
I mean, this tone would be awesome if you were, you know, ragging on a... but it's just not solid.
Nope.
It kind of... It's like there's a noise gate or something on the guitar.
It's doing that real interesting pissy kind of volume change. Yeah, it's a resistance problem. It could be in the controls, it could be otherwise, but...
The volume all the way off, the thing is pretty much dead silent. So, kind of a...
I like it.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be super cool when we get this thing back to shape. And I know you guys can't see him, but there's a gentleman standing about 5 feet away from me right now, and you probably will likely never see him. I've talked a little bit about him and the knowledge that he's shared with me and what he's taught me, and doing stuff like this is stuff that he's encouraged me to do. And you can build a deluxe reverb from memory.
Yes.
He's one of the best tube guitar amp techs, I think, anywhere. We're not talking about the Mesa Dual Rex that are so complicated that an engineer from Boeing probably couldn't solve it. But if it's an old tube amp, he could probably look at this and build it from memory. And you know, he's got such a sharp mind, and the knowledge that he has, I can't say enough. His name is Stu, and I call him my journeyman. And well, I get to work with this guy every day, so everybody put some horns up for Stu. And he's gonna definitely help me with anything that we might find on this. Couple of details that I plan on doing is ordering a new power cable. Here's the current condition of the power cable. They did some nice work That looks, we'll forget we saw that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And so I'm going to order a new cable that's the cloth wrapped. We'll make it nice so that it's nice and durable. And probably not a ton of cleanup. I'll bring you all in real close here. So kind of give you an idea of how dirty this thing really is. It's not like super duper bad, but it's pretty gnarly. So we're doing a nice slow kind of flyby on this. You can see the filaments nice and well lit. Kind of interesting that, oh yeah, there's the filament. You can kind of get a look at the filament on that 5Y3 in there. There's a little bit of orange showing in there. There's usually not very you know, visible. They're fairly dimly lit most of the time. So that's what it all looks like. And again, here's the original power cable. I think if you were here this morning watching, we had that. Somebody kept the original power cable with it. Look at that. Spring something connection, I think, is what it says on the side there. And interesting. There's a couple of little screws and parts and bits and pieces down in here. And something else that's really cool, you know, if you're into vintage gear and that sort of stuff, and sorry for putting my ugly mug in the movie, but check that out. There's the old input for a microphone. So kind of an interesting looking little thing. What does that say on it? It's got some, oh, it's Chicago. So this jack was built in Chicago. It looks like the original one, also with the flathead screws. And you can see all the parts are all riveted. The buckles on the side, here's a buckle where that comes together. Hopefully you can see that okay, and I'm not blowing your head off with my voice. So just a nice look at a really old amplifier. So I'm not going to get a whole lot of time to mess with this one this week. I might get some time with it, but I'm only doing this evening to I want to shut the power off to it, by the way, right at the moment. I'm only doing this tonight because we got it and I wanted to see if it would work, and obviously it does. It makes noise, so we can bring it back to where it's full, hopefully it's full glory. And I'm hoping that when I open this thing up I don't find a shitload of modifications or crap that's been done to it. I'm guessing what we're going to find are paper and wax capacitors in there, which will be a wonderful sight. However, and this is something that kind of bugs me on old amps. I think all the big boys in the amp repair world, they don't like seeing this sort of stuff. And I'm going to show you the bottom of the amplifier. I'm going to turn on some light here so you can see this. So the bottom of the amp, we've got a original screw here. It looks to be original, but it's missing a washer. But obviously, and there's one missing here, which means that this thing has obviously been gotten into in the past. So I hope you can see all of that. If I've got it in the picture, yeah. So we definitely are going to get in there and find probably some stuff changed out, and I don't know what we're going to find, but we'll run it through the tests and get it back up and running. I thought you'd all might enjoy that tonight. Thanks for being here with me. Just a little fun after work project that I get to do. And now I think I'm going to go home and plug into a Neural DSP plugin and play guitar. Maybe write a song. What do you think? You guys, thanks for being here. And there'll be more video to come. I'll probably shoot video of the repair. I don't know if I'll do that on the Welcome to the Bench series. So look forward to that. And then the Bandmaster repair also. So we got a couple of old amps we're going to bring back to life. Yeah. Oh, Gussie Wells. Hey, man, welcome. Dude, okay, I'm gonna take a minute. I want to take a minute and let me clean off my lens here. This thing is really dusty. Okay, you might be able to see me now. Not that you want to, but oh, Bear, what's up, brother? Rogue, yeah, thanks for being here, Rogue. Gary Hubbs, Tremor Bear, dude, it's great to see all you guys here. I'm so blessed to see you guys and get to hear your music. Gary, no, it doesn't have USB, bro. Oh, that's great. Dude, you are the... Gary, why isn't Gary a comedian? He kind of is. He's just... Yeah, jazz in 1942, yeah. Yeah, and I know you guys aren't here in person that are commenting on the way the amp sounds. It really does sound pretty cool. It's got a little grit to it, but it's definitely not healthy. There's some stuff, it sounds like resistor problems, and I'm almost certain that there are capacitors failing, or maybe some burnt resistors or something that's just not hitting on all 8. And obviously the volume controls are very dirty, so I'm going to have to clean those up. USB in. Gary, dude, Lord, dude. That is awesome. Yeah, and I honestly don't play guitar with the P90 very often. So, again, thanks you all for being here. I'm going to sign off now and get home and have some dinner and play some guitar. Write some music, everybody. Oh, and let's see, who gets the, let's see, what was I going to, oh, I want to give a shout out to Lou Reality. Go sub to her channel. She does some live stuff. She's just doing some fabulous stuff on YouTube. So definitely sub to her. Peace, y'all.